the first hour and a half or so, we're going to have a couple of demonstrations of productive skills lessons. Remember last week we looked at writing and speaking? So today we're going to actually do a writing lesson, a speaking lesson, and I'd like you to participate as students. Yeah? And we'll examine the different stages of a writing or skills lesson. At about 10:45, we can have a break till 11. And the idea is that after the break is that we do a demo lesson in front of the learners that we're going to be working with. I'm not sure if anyone will actually turn up. So in that case, you may have to do it again with me. That's okay. We'll have some input on assessing learners for about an hour. And we'll finish with some guided lesson planning so that you can plan for your first teaching practice. Welcome, Jamie.
Hello, good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Did you have a good week? Were you working hard or did you have a holiday?
Working hard.
So this is the menu for today. We're going to start with a speaking demonstration lesson. And you can see on the right here, there's the structure of the lesson. You'll notice that there's a lead-in, which is to orientate students to the topic of the lesson. Then there is some proper preparation of the content and the useful language that's found in the text. Okay. Then there's a productive task, which is about 10 to 15 minutes of extended speaking or writing. And then there's feedback. You'll notice that there's no pronunciation work needed if it's a writing lesson. I'm going to give you a little observation task to do. And I'm going to share it with you into the chat. Right. As you participate in the lesson, try and make one or two notes. Okay, so the first one is going to be speaking. Right. Consider the following issues. What language input was there in the lesson to help the students speak? Did the students use the language? Maybe, maybe not. How confident did they seem when they were speaking? Welcome, Christina. Oh, here's Christina. Did all the students get a fair share of the speaking? What method or scenario did the teacher use to get the students to speak? What was the breakout room arrangement for the main speaking stage? What did the teacher do when or if the speaking dried up? How much fluent speaking was there in the lesson? Did the teacher know errors for delayed error correction? What elements did the lesson contain which were not connected to speaking? In your opinion, were students more confident and fluent speakers as a result of the lesson? Maybe, maybe not. All right. Hi, guys. I'm just going over the observation task for the speaking lesson, which we're going to do right now. Welcome, Tadeo. Welcome, Tadeo.
Hello, thanks.
I'm sharing a observation task with you in the chat. So as you watch the lessons today, you can make notes on how the lessons progressed and perhaps think of some criticism of some ways it could be better. So we just looked at the speaking lesson, the writing lesson. So there's a lead in, there's a pre-teaching of vocabulary, there's a bit of a reading task so that they can get an understanding of the text. There's what we call a genre analysis to help the students realize what kind of information is usually included in this text, how it's organized, what type of language is usually used. There's the motivation for writing, there's a writing task, there's a follow-up task, and then there's feedback. All right, so let's get started, shall we? So I'd like you to participate as if you were students of upper intermediate level, so like B2 level, yeah? This is what it's designed for, this level, this lesson. Let's stop sharing now. Let's begin. Set the clock. All right, so you can see that in these pictures, there are different types of activities. So we've got a romantic novel represented by Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. There's The Lion King, which is what's called a musical. And here is like a rock concert. Yeah, it's a bit like Corona Capital, isn't it? Yeah. So I'd like you to mark these activities from 1 to 4 according to whether you do it, right? Or do you do it all the time? So going to a musical, number 1, that's for me, okay? I never go to musicals. I sometimes, quite often, go to the cinema, so I put number 3 there. Go to a classical concert, rarely, not very often at all, so I put number 2. And going to a rock concert, number 3, it's more common for me. And reading novels, I do them all the time. All right, so I'd like you to mark the same according to how often you do it. So I'm going to put people's names on here. So Christina. Jamie, slide 4. Rebecca. No, Rosa. Not Rebecca, because it's letters. Slide 5. Rosa. And Tadeo. Okay. I'll share the link with you. So are you going to mark these activities according to how often you do them? Tadeo? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Which slide are you? Can you see which number of slide you are?
7.
7, good. Rosa? 6, right? Rebecca? Which slide are you?
5.
5. Jamie? Jamie's 4. Christina?
4.
Yeah. Christina?
Number 1.
No, 3. And me. I'm number 2. Yeah, so you decide. How often do you do these things? Oh, Rebecca reads novels. Not just all the time, but every minute of every day, because she put number 5, yeah? Rose goes to rock concerts. Goes to the cinema. Never. Yeah, you never go to the cinema. Oh, 4. Okay. All right. Tad goes to rock concert all the time. What was the last rock concert you went to, Tad? When did you last go to a rock concert, Tadeo?
Sorry, problem with audio. The last rock concert I went was more like I think alternative metal or death metal. It was last year ago in the restaurant here in Querétaro called La Glotonería, and it was a band called She Passed Away,
Okay.
like passed away, but past.
Okay, good. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so there we can see some of our interests. Now, we'll be coming back to this later when you're going to talk about maybe a rock concert that you went to. So perhaps you could talk about that, Tadeo, or a novel that you've read. Okay, so you're going to listen to 2 people talking about something they have read or seen recently. I'd like you to make notes about the following. So what are they talking about? Did they like it or not? What were its strong points and what were its weak points? All right. So I'm going to share this with you into the chat. Please click on and confirm that you received the link. Give me a thumbs up to confirm you have received this link. Huh? So I'd like you to write notes if it requires notes. What were its strong points? Did they like it or not is just a yes or no. Yeah. Okay, so let's start the audio. Now, there's a man and a woman, so you're going to have to indicate whether it's the man or the woman speaking. Yeah? Let's begin.
Module 6. Recording 5. 1.
I'd like to talk to you about a book that I just read while I was on holiday, and it's called Behaving Badly, and it's by an English writer called Isabel Wolf. Her stories are always about women, and women in their 20s in London at the moment, which is why I like them. This book stars a lady called Rose, who is actually a pet therapist. It's a love story, and it's about how Rose has been having a bit of a hard time with men, and how slowly she meets somebody and rebuilds her confidence and falls in love again. The book's very, very, very easy to read, and one thing I really liked about it was the humour. It's written with it's just got so many lines in it that are really witty, and they make you laugh out loud. A weak point about it could be that the story is possibly a little bit predictable. I'd recommend it to anyone who likes to really switch off when they read. So it was great for holiday. It was nothing too challenging. It was just pure escapism.
2.
I think the best film I've seen ever probably is Moulin Rouge. It was directed by an Australian man called Baz Luhrmann, and it stars Ewan McGregor and Nicole Kidman. It's based in Paris. In Moulin Rouge is a club, and it's basically the story of a poet and an actress who fall in love and have a lot of problems and finally end up together. I think it's what I really like about the film is the way it's like theatre in the cinema. The songs are absolutely fantastic. The staging's marvelous. The dance routines are absolutely are inspiring, quite frankly. And one of the things I didn't really like about it was mostly at the beginning of the film, which is extremely fast moving, and frankly, if you look at the screen, gives you a headache. I know a lot of people don't like films with songs in, but this does that really, really absolutely fantastically, and I'd recommend it to anyone.
All right, so please now submit your answers. Let's check them. Got one response so far. I'd like at least 3 before we give feedback. Don't worry if you don't have all the points. Someone will have points that you don't have. So just submit what you have or make a guess. Thank you. I've got 2, so let's get some feedback. So yeah, the first is a book and the second is a movie. And the first one is a novel called Behaving Badly by Elizabeth Wolfe, and the second is Moulin Rouge. Yeah. Did they like them? Yes, both liked them. What were the strong points? Easy to read. Yeah. Humorous, the book. The songs were good in the movie. Yeah. The stagings and dance routines were good. Yeah, the story was a bit predictable, she said, for the book. So yeah, a weak story. moving was a bit too fast moving. It gave him a headache. Have you seen any of these? No one's seen Moulin Rouge? No? You know, with Ewan McGregor and Nicole Kidman, quite famous actors. Yes, someone's seen Moulin Rouge, I think. Okay, now, next. You're going to listen and tick. The 8 expressions that you hear. Okay, so what you have to do, it's quite simple. You just need to move the tick marks. So Rosa and Rebecca, you're going to be working on slide 1. Okay, so you can just move, if you hear the expression, the useful expression, you just tick it like this. Yeah, that's all you have to do. Very simple. All right. And group B, it's going to be Christina, Jamie and Tadeo. Are you clear about what you're going to do? Simple, no? Please click on the link in the chat. Good. Find your slide. See if you can move the little palomitas. Okay, good. Now I'm going to play the audio again, and you can tick them. Listen carefully. You'll hear it only once.
Module 6. Recording 5. 1.
I'd like to talk to you about a book that I just read while I was on holiday, and it's called Behaving Badly, and it's by an English writer called Isabel Wolf. Her stories are always about women, and women in their 20s in London at the moment, which is why I like them. This book stars a lady called Rose, who is actually a pet therapist. It's a love story, and it's about how Rose has been having a bit of a hard time with men, and how slowly she meets somebody and rebuilds her confidence and falls in love again. The book's very, very, very easy to read, and one thing I really liked about it was the humour. It's written with it's just got so many lines in it that are really witty, and they make you laugh out loud. A weak point about it could be that the story is possibly a little bit predictable. I'd recommend it to anyone who likes to really switch off when they read. So it was great for holiday. It was nothing too challenging. It was just pure escapism.
2.
I think the best film I've seen ever probably is Moulin Rouge. It was directed by an Australian man called Baz Luhrmann, and it stars Ewan McGregor and Nicole Kidman. It's based in Paris. In Moulin Rouge is a club, and it's basically the story of a poet and an actress who fall in love and have a lot of problems and finally end up together. I think it's what I really like about the film is the way it's like theatre in the cinema. The songs are absolutely fantastic. The staging's marvelous. The dance routines are absolutely are inspiring, quite frankly. And one of the things I didn't really like about it was mostly at the beginning of the film, which is extremely fast moving, and frankly, if you look at the screen, gives you a headache. I know a lot of people don't like films with songs in, but this does that really, really, absolutely fantastically, and I'd recommend it to anyone.
Right, let's see how you did. Yeah, it's by an English writer, that's correct. A weak point, it's based in Paris. It's called What I Really Like About the Film. Yeah. Good. Stars Ian McGregor. All correct. Yeah, it's based on. Yeah. I think that's right. Okay, here are the answers. Oh no, it's based on wasn't mentioned. Okay. It was, she said based in. Oh no, he said based in Paris it was. Now you can check your answers using the audio script. If you weren't sure. All right. Now, these expressions are in two types. Some are describing what it is, right? And the others are giving an opinion. So I'd like you to work together, please, and try and categorize these useful expressions according to whether you think it's a description of the book or movie, or whether he or she is giving her opinion, right? So it's based on, where do you think that goes? Is it going to go into A or B? A, B, A, B, A. What do you think, Rosa? It's based on, is it opinion or description?
Description.
Yes, it is, yeah. So Rebecca and Rosa, you're on group slide 5, please. Yeah. And Christina, Jamie, and Tadeo, you are on slide 6. Now, if you have any problems figuring it out, you could look in the audio script for some context. Yeah, good job. That's all correct. You can see that descriptions mainly use the verb to be, don't they? And whereas the recommendations use evaluative language like brilliant and terrible, strong point, worst point. That's right. Good job. Okay. Good. I think those are all correct there. Christina, Jamie, and Tad. Sorry. Okay, now we're going to move on to some of the language here. I want you to try to help put the prepositions into the gaps here. All right. So Rebecca and Rosa, you're on slide 7. Jamie, Christina, and Tad, slide 8. Okay, I'm just going to ask you, so those are all correct. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Now, question to Tadeo.
Yep.
Now, it's set in the 1930s. Is that the time when the story takes place?
Yep.
Yeah. The film's based on the book Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. Is the film by Tolkien?
That's a really good question. I really don't know, but I know it's based on the book.
Yes. So the film is by Jackson, right? But it's
think.
developed from Tolkien's book, right? So that's what we mean by based on. It's developed from.
Okay.
So produced by, that's clear enough, isn't it? Now, Jamie, based in. Does the movie or book take place in that city?
In Paris. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, it's based in London, this one, right? Okay.
Yes.
Good. Now, we're going to do some pronunciation work, okay? And we're going to listen again to the first part of the Moulin Rouge commentary, and I'd like you to please mark where you hear a pause, right? So it's quite simple. You use the pen tool on Jamboard like this, and every time you hear a pause, you just put a slash like that, right? Sometimes it's easy to figure out because there's a comma, right? You can also underline words that are stressed. I think the best film I've seen ever, probably, is Moulin Rouge. So he pauses and stresses, yeah. This is going to help you with the pronunciation. So, Rebecca and Rosa, slide 9. Jamie, Christina, and Tad, slide 10. Yeah. You know what to do? What are you going to do? Listen and
Mark.
mark with a slash. Yeah, they're called slashes. What do you mark? Christina, what are you going to mark? Are you going to mark the stressed words?
Yes, we are going to mark the stress words.
Partly, yes, but you're also going to mark the pauses. Every time you hear a pause, a slight pause, mark that, yeah? Because that's important for the emphasis that the speaker gives, yeah? So can you access the pen tool? It's on the left in the yeah, look at the tools on the left here. Okay, and you should be able to find the pen. Right? Now, let's begin. So it's just the guy this time.
2,
I think the best film I've seen ever probably is Moulin Rouge. It was directed by an Australian man called Baz Luhrmann, and it stars Ewan McGregor and Nicole Kidman. It's based in Paris. In Moulin Rouge is a club, and it's basically the story of a poet and an actress who fall in love and have a lot of problems and finally end up together. I think it's what I really like about the film is the way it's like theatre in the cinema. The songs are absolutely fantastic. The staging's marvelous. The dance routines are absolutely are inspiring, quite frankly. And one of the things I didn't really like about it was mostly at the beginning of the film, which is extremely fast moving, and frankly, if you look at the screen, gives you a headache. I know a lot of people don't like.
Okay, we don't need to listen to all of it. So I'm going to put you into the breakout rooms, and I'd like you to please practice together. Each have a turn saying the extract, yeah, because this is going to warm you up, prepare you for the speaking. So Rebecca and Rosa in group room 1. I'm going to give you like literally 4 minutes maximum to practice, all right? I want at least each of you to read it out at least once. All right. Please go to your breakout rooms and get a little bit of practice saying it with the pauses. Good practice. Now, let's do the speaking task. We're going to do a bit of preparation. Work individually. Choose one of the things in the preparation exercise that you have seen, read, or listened to recently, and which you think your classmates would be interested in. So, Tad, perhaps you could talk about your alternative metal concert that you went to, yeah? Welcome, Lucy.
Hi.
You're a little late, but don't worry, there's a recording so you can watch it later. We're doing a speaking task now. So I'd like you to think about something you have read, seen, or listened to recently and what you think your classmates would be interested in. You're going to review this for the class. Spend like 90, I'm only going to give you 90 seconds deciding what you will say. Use these questions to help you prepare your review. Just make short notes, not full sentences. So keywords like it's a novel, it's a movie, it's a concert. Yeah. Where is it? Where did you see it? Who is it by? So who is the author? Who does it star? Who are the main actors? If it's a movie. What were its strong points? What were its weak points? Okay, so Christina, you're on slide 8. Lucy, you're on slide 9. Slide 10, Jamie. Rebecca, 11. Rosa, 12. Tadeo, 13. So, Tadeo, what are you going to review?
I am going to review a concert, but not the one I talked about, but my
Okay.
favorite concert ever. Yeah.
Fantastic, great. Yeah, so there you could say my favorite concert ever. Ever. What, where, when did you see it, etc. Okay, so you know what the task is. I'm going to give you the link again, just in case you lost it. Lucy won't have it because she's just come in. So here we are. Please click on the link. Find your, no, sorry, that's wrong. That's the Jamboard. The link is here. It needs to be the slide. There we go. Find your slide. You've got 90 seconds to make notes. I'll tell you when the time is up.
Sorry, but I couldn't quite understand the activity. Like we have to choose something we just did or seen or
That's right. And then
or
yes, and then you need to make notes about it. So have you seen anything recently, Rebecca?
okay, yes.
What did you see? Or what did you,
A movie.
what was it?
Barbarian.
Barbarian. So make notes there, Barbarian. Okay.
Okay.
When did you see it? Where did you see it? Was it in like the cinema? Was it in a movie theater?
Okay.
With
Okay,
my boyfriend, that sort of thing?
okay, I understand now. Thank you.
Teacher, I'm on the Jamboard and I can't seem to find the.
No, it's not the Jamboard, it's the sorry.
I mean, it's okay if it's an
No,
speaking task,
no,
I can just talk.
no. I've given you the wrong thing. That's why. Sorry. Let me just give you the link from here. There you go. It's it needs to be the presentation thing, yeah? There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, just the presentation. All right, time's up. Don't worry if you're not finished. You can, what's the word? Improvise. Okay. So I'd like you to work in groups of 3. I'm going to make it a bit more random this time. So you're working with someone who you haven't worked with, and I'll give you 6 minutes. So you've got 2 minutes each. Tell your partners about the thing you've seen and try and ask a question at the end. Yeah, to ask for some details. Maybe some information was missing. Yeah. So 6 minutes, please talk. Oh, so I heard some really good reviews there. So let's just have a quick bit of feedback. Lucy, Rosa, and Oviedo. Lucy, Rosa, and Tadeo. Which were the best that you heard there? Which was the best review you heard?
Like in terms of the ability of the speaker to talk, or in terms of the content?
What the content? Which was the most persuasive? Did you
Hmm.
think?
Well, Rosa managed to persuade me to watch a movie, so
Oh, good.
Yeah.
But Rosa, could you imagine going to Tadeo's Black Sabbath concert?
of course it was awesome.
Of course. And okay, on to Christina, Jamie, and Rebecca. Which was the best of the reviews that you heard? No, there was no. They were all good, were they? Okay. Now let's just do a quick bit of feedback. Language feedback. So typically, just notice the difference between the ed and the ing adjectives there. So ed is like how something makes me feel. And that's actually to describe something in ing. I read it on vacation. Present perfect. I haven't read that book. Yeah, when we're talking about experiences. Good. Now, I'm going to do a writing lesson now. So, but to make it a bit easier, we're going to actually write a review. That makes sense, doesn't it? Because we've been talking about reviews. So, do you actually read reviews of movies, music, or books? This is an open question to any of you. Does anyone actually read them?
Of course. Well, I think nowadays it's more common to actually watch like a YouTube video reviewing it
Yeah.
more than literally reading it. But
Yeah. But they still exist, don't they? You can still see them in
yeah, of course.
El Universal or whatever, right?
I don't know if newspapers have reviews, but yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I think it's very important, like for more expensive media, for example, books or video games, to watch a review before buying it.
Yes, because you don't want to make a mistake, do you?
Yeah, music and movies is like you only waste 2 hours and a few dollars, but
Yeah.
like if it's a really long series of books and it fails to catch you on the first delivery, or like a concert or a video game, that's a kind of a higher amount of money.
Yeah. Do you always trust the reviews you read? What about you, Lucy? Do you trust the reviews you read or not so much?
Not fully. I believe you've gotta, I don't know, to have a, how can I put it? To have a more precise opinion about something, I believe you've gotta, if it's a novel, then you've gotta read it. If it's a movie, then you've gotta watch it and things. But I think it's like kind of a guide
Yeah.
to know.
So you
in
need
general.
to maintain your critical facilities, right? Now look at the image. What kind of DVD is it? Rebecca, what kind of DVD is this?
What kind, like, what is it about? What I think,
Yeah.
I don't know, I think it's about the space, something about the space or science.
Well, do lizards live in space?
No, but it could be like representation of aliens or something. I don't know.
No, it's about it's natural history. Yeah? You've heard of that expression, natural history.
What if maybe there is a planet only inhabited by lizards and we just don't
Yeah,
know
well,
it yet?
yeah, it's like a nature thing, okay? Now, so I'm going to have you read the review of this DVD. I know we don't really buy DVDs very much anymore, but just imagine it like it's a Netflix documentary, yeah? It's the same sort of thing, isn't it? All right. So I'd like you to read this. Where would you see it? Where do you think it's been published? Is it in a magazine or on the internet?
On the internet.
Yes, because it like posted by Renata Beccagli, right? So it looks like it's been on the internet. So I'd like you to read the review. Is the writer's overall opinion positive or negative? Would you like to watch it? Okay, so simple task. Is it positive or negative? And then note down 2 positive and 2 negative comments about the DVD that you can see in the text. All right, so in the text. It's not your opinion at this stage, yeah? What does the text contain? So here is into the chat is the Google link, Google form. So please confirm you've received it with a thumbs up. Thank you. All right, so I'll give you 2 minutes max to read this and answer those 2 questions. Fast and furious. Looks like it could be on Amazon, doesn't it? Okay, time's up. Please send in your answers. I'd like to see your responses, please. So you've got to, if you've forgotten how to do this, submit. Yeah. Okay, I've got 2 responses so far. I'd like at least 3. Okay, 4, great. Let's check the answers then. So is it positive? Yes. Most agree. So what are the positives? So I mentioned it's a stunning collection. The filming is spectacular. Commentary is informative. Slightly too much music in negative. That's correct. Good point there. And the box for the DVD isn't great quality, yeah. So kind of plasticky box that accompanies the packaging is bad, yeah. Good, you've identified the main things there. Now, we're going to read again, but this time identify the different stages, the different paragraphs. Okay, so you'll notice there are 4 paragraphs, but there's different content in each paragraph. So you probably notice that the first paragraph, it catches the reader's attention. That's the purpose of it, right? So that would be paragraph 1. Okay. But there are some paragraphs that have more than one thing. So maybe the one paragraph has positive points and it has some description. Right? So please do this. It's a bit more detailed. Once you've done the first part, you move on to the second. Where would you read a review? I think we've already said the internet. So, but also look at the style. Is it formal, semi-formal, or informal? Be prepared to justify your opinion. Why do you say it's informal? And then look at the language. Match the sentence halves. The best moment, is it the music? So for this, you have to look in the text, right? Let's go back. I'm going to share with you the link one more time. Please confirm you've received it. I'll give you 5 minutes for this, a bit longer. Please confirm receipt. Yeah, thank you. Tad. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Ross. Okay, time's up. So I'm going to check the answers. So we've got, okay, so the positive points are mainly in paragraph 2. Yeah, yes, they are. That's correct. Description of content. That also goes in paragraph 2. Yeah, mostly. Negative points would be paragraph 3, correct. Conclusion or recommendation is paragraph 4. Catching the reader's attention. Yes, that needs to go in the first paragraph, doesn't it, logically? The favorite part is paragraph 2, correct. Additional features, yeah, paragraph 3. Where would you read a book like a review like this? Yeah, maybe like Amazon you mentioned. Correct. Oh, sorry, there we go. Yeah. Great. Semi-formal, yes, you're right. Why did you say semi? I agree, but why?
I personally said it's informal because even though it uses like proper language and it's well structured, it doesn't touch on every aspect of the documentary. Like for example, when you're formally reviewing a movie, you have
Yeah,
to also talk about the lighting, the photography, the
yeah.
narration and the writing, and he didn't touch on any of those topics, even when they are really important when reviewing a documentary or movie.
That's right. It's not like a professional review, is it? So it's like, but on the other hand, it's quite well organized, and I mean they try and balance it, don't they? It's not like a very sort of casual, I hate this, it was terrible, you know, the sort of thing you often see on Amazon. But you'll notice that there were use of contractions and exclamation marks and so on, which sort of identifies it as more informal. So I would say it's in the middle, perhaps towards the informal side, yeah. So the best moment is when the Komodo dragons hunt a buffalo. Yeah, that's correct. Even if you aren't into the subject matter, you'll find it completely absorbing. If there's a downside, it's the music. One other small complaint, the DVD box isn't solid. All in all, this is an excellent package, correct. So now let's just have a quick look at this language in more detail. This expression, the best moment, you could change. So if you're talking about a movie, the best scene, or a play, the best scene. Best book, then you would say chapter. If it's an album, song or track. All right, look at this sentence. Even if you aren't into the subject matter, you'll find it completely absorbing. So you've got two clauses there. Which best represents the structure? Is it A or B down at the bottom here?
It's A.
It's A, yeah. So it's like, it's a conditional clause, isn't it? Whereas number 3 is a simpler zero conditional. You've got present and got the present tense there, and the present tense in the main clause, and it's used for expressing opinion, where the other one is like a recommendation. Now, this word complaint, you could use other words like criticism, a bit more formal, but quibble and gripe are more informal. Complaint is more neutral, criticism, a bit more formal, quibble or gripe, much more informal. All in all, for summarizing, so you could Look at overall, generally, to sum up, everything considered, all things considered. Possibly a bit more formal, those two. Overall, generally, and to sum up, a bit more neutral. All in all, I would say informal. Now, on to the writing. Okay, here's an example of students writing. It's about Jane Austen, I think, Jane Eyre. So you'll notice she's got paragraph 1 to make you want to read it. Something positive in the middle, paragraph 2. Paragraph 3, she says it's a bit complex. Sometimes you'll reread the same page several times. And then there's a clear recommendation at the end, yeah? So, you can write about anything you wish. Maybe you could write about what you told us about earlier. So, Tadeo, you could do your Black Sabbath concert if you wish. Yeah?
Can I do something else if I want?
You could do something else if you want. Yeah.
Awesome.
Rosa, what would you do? Any ideas? Think quickly though, yeah? You don't have much time to think because you've only got about 10 minutes to write. Christina, what are you going to write about?
We are going to write about the event we attend previously.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Or you could choose something different, but
Something different, yes.
but you choose quickly, yeah, because there's not much time. Lucy, what are you going to write about?
About a short story I recently read from
Excellent.
H.P. Lovecraft.
Fantastic. Good author as well. Jamie, what about you?
I'll maybe write about film.
Okay. What film?
I don't know the film, but I'm gonna write about the film.
Okay. Well, think quickly because you don't have much time. And then Rebecca, what are you going to write about?
I think I will do it about the film I said before.
Fantastic. Okay. So 10 minutes max. Okay. Starting now. Get writing, please. Write actually on the slide. Christina, slide 6. Lucy, slide 7. Your names are there. Jamie, 8. Rebecca, 9. Rosa, 10. Tad, 11. Christina, are you having any problems? You haven't written anything.
Yes, my internet is slow and it doesn't charge. But
Okay.
I'm in.
Well, what you could do is write it in a Word document and then paste it in.
Yes, thank you.
Rosa, what about you? Are you having any difficulties? If you wish, you could write it on your write it on a Word document and then paste it into the slide. Or you could send it to me via the chat and I can paste it in. Time's up, everyone. I'm going to put you into breakout rooms, and I'd like you to read each other's reviews and give them some feedback. Okay, but it's simple enough to give feedback. You just put a tick or a no if it's yes, cross if it's no. Christina, I'll have you work with Ariana. Sorry, no, Ariana's not here. Christina and Lucy, you're going to read each other's. So Christina will read Lucy's and put tick if she's included all the content, yeah. And Jamie will read Rebecca. Rebecca will read Jamie's. Rosa and Tad will work together. So read them, put the ticks on. Also, you can make oral comments because you're going to be working together in breakout rooms. Okay, you'll have about 3 minutes starting now. Please go to your breakout rooms.
Hello.
All right. Well, there wasn't much time to do that, unfortunately, but let's just see how you got on. So, Christina didn't have a chance to give each other feedback. So, Jamie's Yep, she included all the points, didn't she? Uh, balance of negative and positive, yes. Good. And Rebecca's include all the points as well. Positive, something negative, yeah. And an overall recommendation. Great. And the Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh, didn't quite have time for a recommendation or conclusion. So, yeah, in Rosas.
No, but she told me like what she was going to write.
Uh-huh.
That's why
Okay.
I gave her the last tick. Yeah.
All right, that's generous, yeah. And this Tadeo Steampunk. Good. That's an interesting one. So, Rosa, were you persuaded to watch the animation that Tadeo recommends? Yeah.
Yes,
Do you know what steampunk is?
I forgot to include the title. Sorry. It's
Okay.
called Arcane. That's my bad.
Okay, good.
Let me just write it. Arcane. There.
Okay. So I hope you enjoyed reading each other's writings. That's part of the point of this evaluation at the end, yeah? So it makes you read your partner's writing. There's some nice expressions. I think it was Lucy. Lovecraft does a wonderful job at creating an eerie and mysterious atmosphere. Maybe she could have included this. If you enjoy ghost and supernatural themes or topics, it's perfect for you. And you may want to include a sentence like this. I recommend it because if you don't want to read it, you can still see or watch it on Netflix. Yeah, that's often the case these days, isn't it? There's a little mistake here. Can you see what it is?
Didn't quite liked.
Yes. What's the error?
The
Like-
past tense in the
Yes, it's didn't quite like. Yeah, good. But the rest of it is very good. And you all wrote very good, accurate reviews. So fantastic. Did you enjoy that practice?
Yay.
Good. Now, before we go for break, I'd like you to try and make some notes about the speaking and the lesson, writing lesson in the tool that I gave you, the Google Docs tool. So anything that you thought about when you were participating in the lesson, yeah? The writing lesson, the speaking lesson. Just make 1 or 2 comments now, just for a minute or 2, and then we'll go for our break. I'll give you the link again. So it's the upper intermediate speaking lesson, upper intermediate writing lesson. We're all making comments here. Anyone can make a comment that they think is valid. Good. Some interesting comments there. I accept this error correction was actually on the writing, wasn't it? Yeah. So let's put that one in the writing one here. So that will be feedback on language. So don't confuse the writing lesson and the speaking lesson. The speaking was first. I would say it was note-taking rather than writing, because they had to make a few notes, right, before they spoke. And you're right, there was some listening involved as well, because we had to listen to someone doing the task that you were going to do. How much fluent speak? Yeah, that's right. Maybe we could have tried to extend the speaking. What about the writing lesson, though? Can you make any comments about that? Is there any pre-teaching of vocabulary? Not much, really, was there? A little bit. Maybe I could have elicited some more examples of reviews that they could have done. Okay, good. Now, let's take a break now. See you back at 11 o'clock. And at 11 o'clock, we will do a grammar demonstration of PPP, which will be the model for your first teaching practice. Okay, let's return at 11 o'clock, please.